Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, ANITA FINLEY.
Kim Lovito, you'll recognize her name. She is an RN, and she's director of adult daycare at the Volen Center. And Kim is sparkling as she moves around throughout the Volen Center and watches everything, but mainly she is actually very, very dedicated to the adult daycare, which is perfect for her. So I'm really glad that you came here, Kim. I know it's a busy time for you over at the Volen Center.
Oh, it's very busy. Thank you. I love coming here.
I know you do, and we love having you, and you share so much. There are many senior centers in South Florida, but I don't know of any that have the pizzazz and what you do there. I mean, it's a full spectrum of everything, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. It's the best center in South Florida.
Of course it is. Well, a personal relationship there, and I do love it. So let's talk about something that's going to be happening, which is very exciting. One thing for the veterans and then the other events.
So on December 5th, we have a veterans event for veterans and nurses. It is a free lunch, catered lunch with entertainment just to honor our veterans in South County. It's going to be a blast.
I want people to realize when you say veterans, it's not just World War II veterans. A lot of people say, oh, well, they're dying off. No. We're talking about all the veterans.
All veterans.
From all the wars, right?
And all branches of service, absolutely.
And their wives.
And their wives.
Maybe in their children if they want to.
Yes, caregivers, yes, absolutely. Come and visit, enjoy the center, have a great lunch, enjoy the entertainment.
But you already have a lot of veterans coming in during the week, don't you?
We do. We have lots of veterans that come into the senior center, lots that are in our daycares.
Do any of them wear any of their uniforms or hats? Sometimes
they wear their hats.
Yeah, right. They like that, don't they?
They wear their hats, definitely.
Yeah. And so this little party you're having is going to be on what date?
It's on December 5th.
Which is a what?
It's a Thursday.
Okay, Thursday, December the 5th. What time is it?
It's 11:30 till about 1:30 or 2 o'clock.
Okay. And if people come in and they're going to have lunch and they're going to have entertainment and you're going to be there.
Absolutely. I will be there.
She's the blonde beauty bombshell you're going to see there doing all her things. Okay, and we'll make sure that you have plenty of Boomer times there for people to pick up. Okay, now you just had something which was kind of fun. You had a flea market, didn't you?
We had a flea market. We have them twice a year. I'm trying to push for more than twice a year. But
what happens?
We had close to 100 vendors come in. They sell everything from jewelry, lots of jewelry, housewares, clothes. It's a huge event.
It's a flea market.
It's a flea market. Anyone can come in. We have lots of parking. Come in. Buy a few things, check out our bistro, check out the center. It was definitely fun.
You just said something, you went over it quickly, but parking. Parking is so important. You know how many places I go, Kim, where there's no parking? And it drives me crazy. And it's not easy. Even to the doctor's offices, I can't find parking anymore.
That's right. Lots of parking at the Volen Center. We have a big building. All around the building you can park. So, easy access to the building from any parking spot.
And I know we didn't talk about this yet, but we will. The transportation. So if people want to come to the party, a vet, they can actually call and get someone to drive them there, can't they? A bus?
Absolutely. From your front door to the Volen Center and from Volen Center to your front door.
Okay, so the number to call, excuse me, is 395-8920, and that's area code 561. Write that number down because they have a lot of events, and that's the number that will really get you there. It's an amazing thing that you can just go get a bus right door to door, right?
Door to door.
I love
just
that
call
you do
the
that.
day before and put you on the schedule and pick you up.
And what when you do the bus, how many they stop at everybody's house? So I mean, how many people can go on a bus?
Oh, it depends on the bus. Some are 16 ride, some are not big, so they're about 7 ride, I believe. But the buses will stop at every person's door, pick them up. They route, it depends on the day, how long your ride will be. Rides are never more than 190 minutes.
So it's better than Uber.
Better than Uber. But they really route them well. So they keep, you're not going from East Boca Raton all the way out to West Boynton Beach.
Right. Okay, so my guest is Kim Lovito, who is a RN and director of the adult daycare at the Volen Center. The Volen Center is in Palmetto, right near I-95, but you have other centers too.
We do. We have 2 adult daycare centers outside of the main center. One at the Jewish Federation of Palm Beach County off of Glades Road out in West Boca Raton. It is called the Adolph and Rose Levis Adult Daycare Center, and is also the Volen Center. And then we have the Volen Center Del Rey, which is off of Congress and Lake Ida. They are licensed adult daycare centers. We have all of the activities at these adult daycare centers that we have at the Palmetto Park location. Everything from pet therapy to storytelling, live entertainment, of course, ice cream socials. Everything's the same.
And what time of the day do people go? I mean, it starts at what time? 8 in the morning?
The adult day care centers, all 3 will open at 7 a.m.
Really?
And they close at 6 p.m. Our buses usually do the pickups between 8 and 9:30 in the morning, and our last bus leaves at the East Boca location at 4:30. Other than that, there would be a pickup and drop-off from a caregiver or family member. So I do have drop-offs at 7:01 in the morning and pickups at 5:59 in the afternoon.
And it's so important, we've talked about this before, that people actually can go to work, do what they have to, and still keep their family at home with them. Absolutely.
They can go to work and do what they have to do to make ends meet. They know that their loved one is safe and having a good time. It's so important to have someone who has cognitive impairment involved and socialized. It keeps them sharp as they can be in this situation. Sitting at home doesn't keep someone sharp.
And it's really nice for the family. Maybe you don't work, but you just want to have your family member in some place
respite for
instead
yourself.
Instead of just sitting watching television, which is not a healthy thing to do. So this is a great thing, and it's really amazing that you have this there, and it's a very small fee when you think of it. For what? Why don't we talk about that? So if someone wants to have their family member there, can they have them there one day, or
they can have them there one day? They can have them there 5 days. We have different programs at the different locations. There's different levels of functioning for the participant at the locations. The East Boca location is a very high functioning group. They all are still at the point where they're participating in group activities. They have their friends. They're making those social connections themselves. They don't need very much direction. They need safety, and that's why they're there. They are all locked facilities. But they're there, they're kept safe, there is a nurse on site. We keep all the locations at a 1 staff member to 5 participant ratio, which is much lower than what the Agency for Healthcare Administration requires.
Absolutely amazing that you do this. I just want people to go, even if for a tour, go to the Volen Center. If you want to volunteer, we've been promoting that a lot. We want you to volunteer if possible, but go there for a tour. Maybe you have a loved one that you haven't even considered this. Correct. And they're not going to a nursing home. They're going to, even, I don't call it a daycare center. It's an activity center.
It's a day club.
A day club. Okay, yes. A club, right, for activities. So you have other activities. We might as well jump to those, that you have all these fun things coming up.
So at the senior center, which is for anybody that wants to come in and have a good time, we have all sorts of activities. On Wednesdays, we have storytelling, which are tall tales, some of them. Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 11. That's with Dr. Karen Neal. She's a world-renowned storyteller. We have, of course, exercises, chair exercises. If anyone is not up to standing up and doing their exercises, you can sit comfy in a chair and still move your body. That's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12:30 to 1:30. We also have an art studio. Mondays from 1 to 3 o'clock, so you can get in touch with your creative side. Create a masterpiece. Let's see what else. Those are our regulars. Lunch Bunch. Lunch Bunch is every Tuesday. The buses pick a big group up. They go to the local restaurants. There's a different restaurant each week. Usually it's a buffet. Everyone loves the buffet. Buses take you out. You go with your friends. You have your meal and get back. The buses will take you home. Some come early in the morning and participate in all the activities before they go to Lunch Bunch. But that's a big one. And we always have schedules available too. So you can always call the center. They can tell you what the next Lunch Bunch is going to be. Wednesdays and Fridays is bingo. Wednesdays is usually a little more crowded than Fridays, but there is a cash pot. You can buy your tickets to play for $7. Line out the door, so get there early. Yes.
How much can someone actually win?
I know we have special pots. I think one was $250. Last week I want to say was $125.
And how much does it cost to play?
$7. And then some people buy different cards. It depends. We usually have volunteers. Again, we need volunteers who call bingo and go around and help if people need assistance. But yeah, lots of fun. And they take it very seriously.
I actually love bingo. On Thanksgiving is coming up, and my family comes up to our house, and I have 14-year-old triplets, and they want to play bingo, and we have a separate, bingo thing. I've been saving my change all for the every year. I have it, and then we throw it on the floor, and then everyone that wins gets some of the money. I mean, so
wonderful.
I love bingo.
I love bingo too.
And on the big cruise ships, they have all this fancy entertainment, but you should see the bingo auditoriums are filled.
Everybody loves bingo. You should see the Volen Center. It gets crazy there.
But as a nurse, you understand how someone has to have cognitive skills. They have to have vision. They have to have hearing. Mm-hmm. They have to be able to figure out what's going on. So it's a very helpful game, actually.
Absolutely. And they're socializing. And we do have refreshments, coffee, lots of Danish and cake and pie, all out there for our bingo players.
You make it sound so delicious.
It's great. We also have trivia on Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m. How
do they like that?
Love trivia. We usually have a volunteer who does the trivia session. Lots of fun. Lots of fun.
How does that work? I mean, is it actually a game, or just someone stands up there and does
Someone stands up and asks the questions, and then you hear the little discussion in the crowd, and somebody answers the correct answer. Somebody else is always going to argue it, but then they tell the correct answer. It's fun.
And they get a prize?
I think they do some smaller prizes. It's not a cash prize or anything of that sort. I know we do little trinkets and certain candies and stuff when we play trivia in the daycares. We also play You Be the Judge, and that can be a little crazy in the daycares. They bicker as who's right.
So you're saying, the daycare participants also get to do these things?
We always do
for everything.
The activities. We even if someone is not at the cognitive level, there's always someone there for assistance, and we try to bring it to wherever level they are. So even if it's bingo and someone is a little lower in cognitive function and their dexterity is not the same, we have bingo chips they're kind of circular, and they can put their finger in them and slide them over.
Kim, it must be so nice for you, especially since you've developed some of these programs, but to sit there and watch such goodness happening for hours.
I love watching when people come in and they have a big smile on their face, and then when a caregiver comes to pick them up and they're not ready to go yet. They're having a good time, or ask, can you come back later and get me? So
Kim,
it's
so
really
special.
nice. It is.
And just think about all the people that you've served for so long, and what would they be doing if the Volen Center was not there?
Probably sitting at home, and I do sometimes. We also have the nurse registry at the Volen Center, so these are people who get home care, and so I go to their homes, and I do the first assessment, and I see so many people that are still unaware of the activities that are around locally, and they're sitting at home. Yeah. So of course I educate them on
of course
how they can spend their day.
And I just want to get into the psychology part of this. It's probably some of the people have never thought about coming to something like this. You know, they're content at their home. They don't want to go where there's something else that looks like it's a nursery school or something.
Correct.
How do you get people to come and to participate?
Often when there's someone who is just against getting out of their house, it's a family member that comes in. And I had someone come in yesterday for a friend that she is wheelchair bound, but she's independent, stuck at home, and she was concerned about her friend. We gave a tour at the center, told her that we're running a special for a year for enrollment in the senior center is $48 for the year. So that's our special. It's a 20% discount. And that includes transportation. And yes, our buses are handicapped equipped and they accommodate wheelchairs. So anybody can come. And she couldn't believe, the friend could not believe how much we do there.
Yeah.
And so she's bringing her friend in.
I can't believe how much you do there. I mean, people in the profession can't believe it. But you have great activity directors as well as yourself and people who really care. And, of course, Thanksgiving is coming up, and I'm sure some of these people don't really have a family, so you have to make Thanksgiving for them.
We do. We for the seniors, we've made phone calls, and we're offering, like for our daycare clients, we're sending 2 Thanksgiving meals to their homes on Thanksgiving Day. Although our meal sites are not open on Thanksgiving Day, we're open all the other days. Everyone comes in the morning for breakfast, in the afternoon for lunch, and we offer that for free for anyone over 60. So that's hot breakfast and hot lunch every day.
And so what are you doing for Thanksgiving? What did you say?
For Thanksgiving, we're...
every person who is a member?
We had a donation. We have 200 people who wanted us to supply them with hot Thanksgiving dinners, so we offer 2 per participant, and so we're sending it out on Thanksgiving Day.
And with volunteers. Oh, this is where so Thanksgiving Day, volunteers will go and they will bring the food. And where they go? Anywhere in Palm Beach County?
It's we do South Palm Beach County. The Volen Center does. We also do shelf stable meals, which we, as all the employees of the Volen Center, we bag them up every year and we send them out. I think this year we're doing close to 3,500 people. Yes, last year I want to say we did about 5,000.
That's amazing. And what would that be like?
You would have a vegetable, canned vegetable breakfast is usually like carnation instant breakfast, a couple packs of oatmeal, granola bars, peanut butter, soups, tuna, all kinds of shelf-stable meal. We pack it up in bags, stand there in a line. We put all kinds of tables in, all the food is already ordered, and we go down a little assembly line and bag it all up, and then our buses and case managers deliver it.
Wow, this is so amazing. Let me give everyone the phone number again. My guest is Kim Lovito, who is a RN and so much more. She's the director of the Adult Daycare Center at the Volen Center, which is they have 2 locations in Boca Raton. The major one is right there on Palmetto by I-95, and then there's one West Glades, and then there's another one in Delray Beach. But this is the phone number to call if you want transportation, if you want information. It's 561-395-8920. And I do suggest that you go, if you don't know about them, just go to the main one over there in Boca Raton and just snoop around. Go to something. Have some fun. It's absolutely fabulous. So remember, December 5th is the Veterans Day party, and it's free lunch.
Is Veterans Day, yes.
And I'm sure you're going to have some music, or you're going to have some...
live music, yes. Of course, we're having holiday parties come December. December 12th is our Hanukkah party, 11:30 to 1:30. And then December 19th is our Christmas party. And, of course, we're going to have refreshments and live entertainment. They're also starting bunco time on Fridays from 10 to 11:30. This is after the Thanksgiving holiday. It's starting the next Friday. And we do have beginner and intermediate tables.
I have no idea how to play bunco.
I don't either. We have a volunteer who's teaching us. So that's exciting, too.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I have offered that I'm going to go and volunteer. I didn't get to do it this week, but it's on my list. It's really on my list. I want to go there. I want to participate. I just want to see. We talk about it, but I want to see what it's like firsthand, and I've been there many times, but I'm you got my blood boiling about this. I want to do it.
Yes, you should come to the daycare one day. We do Mondays as live entertainment. I have 50 wonderful people who love to dance, and they all need dance partners. So it's lots of fun.
On Mondays, huh? That's just great. Well, you're just such a pleasure to talk to, because I know how dedicated you are, and I really want to stress now about the volunteers. Volunteers are needed everywhere, and in the articles we see them. I mean, you can be a volunteer at a theater, you can go to a hospital, you can go everywhere, but this is a special place because the people, many of them are as interesting as you are, as I am, as people, but they need a little extra fun. They need to be able to get out of their home, and they get a bus to pick them up, they get food to eat, and it's very exciting. So as I talk about this, I'm wondering where you keep the buses. You have like 27 buses. Where are they?
30. Yeah, we keep them in the back of the property. We use it depending on how many people we're running in a particular day. I want to say we do about 300 rides a day. And transportation department,
they're fantastic.
They're fantastic because they do all this routing themselves, and they get the job done.
And that's right. When someone's on there, they watch over them. They make sure they watch them till they walk over to their apartment. I mean, I know I've seen what you all do. So you're saying on Saturday and Sunday, if I were to go there, I would see all these buses sitting there parked.
Lined up, yes. They're all lined up in the back. Of course, they do the walkthrough and check them every day, make sure they're ready to go. And, yeah, they're all parked in the back.
See, now I was thinking about the gas, about the repairs, about the people who drive them. This is a very expensive operation.
It is.
Isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Now, you do get help from the government. You get help, I believe, from the state. And probably there are sponsors and donors.
Correct.
So I'm also going to talk about that in case there are people out there who are making up their wills. They don't really have family members. It would be really nice to leave some money to the Volen Center, because you'll know that even after you're no longer here, that people are enjoying what your money brought them.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Do you get donations that way?
We do get donations. I have caregivers who we have changed their lives. Yeah. They feel like they are taking care of someone and they're feeling ill because they have no time for themselves. And they feel like they're doing the best by keeping this person home and taking care of them. When they see them come to the center and they see them flourish and they have time for themselves, it's just a relief for them. Just a relief. And they feel good about it. Finally feel good about have their life and spend their life with their loved one, and everyone's happy.
Yeah, it's really, when you think of it, they're a crowd of people, probably most of them over 65, maybe. I know you have some people in their 90s, maybe even 100. I don't know.
I do. Yes,
do.
I do.
And they have a place. They know they're going to go somewhere, and people care about them. And then they don't appear one day, someone will know that.
Yes,
so
we know it.
Yeah. So what happens? Do you have more responsibility? So if you know you're supposed to pick someone up and they don't come or they're not there, does someone go into their home? How do you check on them?
We will always contact their emergency contact if we're not hearing from someone. We have case managers too. So if I find that someone's not answering their phone in nurse registry, or one of my aides says, "Hey, I'm supposed to be at Mr. Jones' house," and they're not answering the door, we will call 911, get the case managers involved, make sure everyone's safe. Yes.
This is, for someone who's not been in the, I'll call it a business, and I have been in the business in a sense. Even for me, I sit here with my mouth open every time you come here and you share what goes on there. It's hard to believe, and we do have to thank, it was Lyndon Johnson, I think, who started a lot of the the movement for seniors, whether it was Medicare, whatever it was. But little did they know how important this is. I mean, if you just think about it, Kim, if you took away all of that and everyone was on their own, we'd have a lot of death in the streets, I believe.
We would. I agree with you. I see how how many people are in need in South Palm Beach County, and how much the Volen Center helps. I can't imagine what some of these people would do if there wasn't the Volen Center.
And where do you get the food when you say that you serve lunch and breakfast? Where does that food come from?
We have caterers, but it is provided, the funding for that is provided by the Older Americans Act. So the food is there. We have caterers. We have a dietitian. They approve. Everything is balanced. They approve the menu 6 months in advance. Occasionally we have some, a change, but it's all great meals. The Levis Center out at Elfin Rose Levis Center, all are kosher meals, but those are in the daycare.
And when you mention their name, of course, they donated money to make this even happen, just like the Volen Center that Volen for his wife May.
That's
so
right.
We've done it again. Kim, you're great. I hope
Thank
you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. But you're so far from that yet with all the things that you're going to have. But thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you so
I appreciate
much.
it.
Thanks a lot.